Hello, guys, and welcome to what will likely be the penultimate episode of the series. And we are right outside the gates of Prif because you are there yourself. You are reaching the end of the series, and this section will cover wrapping things up. Most notably, we're talking about the level 70 skills that you have remaining. In my case, I think I have construction and mining and hunter, and I think woodcutting is still not done at this point. But we are wrapping everything up, and the next video sections will be covering that. Now, most of them are pretty easy, and you will see that, like hunter, we're just going to do hunter rumors and mining, and you've already done construction, so we're not going to worry about that too much, although I will show the videos. However, the reason why I'm putting this introduction ahead of time is that I want to talk about herb lore. Now, herb lore is the most difficult and the most challenging thing in the entire guide. There is a reason why we've been avoiding training herb lore the normal way, and it is incredibly slow. Even with the Mastering Mixology minigame, which is enormous and is a big part of why I'm re-releasing this whole guide and remaking the whole guide in the first place. Which, if you guys don't know, this is actually the sequel to the original guide. Maybe you're watching this video in the far future and don't know that there was a guide beforehand, but this is actually the remake. I made the whole new guide from scratch because of updates, and the old one was a couple of years old and needed to be spruced up. And anyway, that history lesson aside, the thing about herb lore is it's slow. There's no if and buts about it. There's no workaround. There's no fast way to do herb lore. It's just a very slow skill, and it is by its nature a passive skill, and that also means there's tons of options. And what you do is kind of up to you, and I cannot even begin to go over all of the possible options for herb lore, but I do want to mention that in the text guide I'm going to cover some of the options for herb lore in more detail, but I decided not to try and ramble for 10 minutes. I literally have a couple clips of me rambling for 10 or 15 minutes trying to talk about all the different things that you could do for this, but I decided to just cut it out. I ended up going for farming contracts and did tithe farm to get my farming up so I could farm the higher level herbs. And also, for the Mastering Mixology minigame, you can start now at level 60, but I do want to tell you that it is technically better to continue doing the choice experience reward stuff so that you can get higher levels. You get better XP rates at the Mastering Mixology minigame when you have higher herb lore and have access to the higher level potions. Additionally, at the low levels, you only have irits to use for your aga paste, and that can be kind of a bottleneck. So, using the higher level herb lore, you can get access to the higher level aga herbs, most notably Catentine at, I believe, level 65 you get Catentines. Additionally, the guide is not going to require this, but you will see that I decide to do it. But you should really consider doing the vampire quest line and completing Sins of the Father. This quest gives an enormous amount of herb lore experience, as well as the other quests along the way, giving a pretty good amount of herb lore experience in their choice rewards. And Sins of the Father gives just a massive amount, I think it's 75,000 experience, which is enormous. So I will be doing that, and I will show the videos of it. It is a little bit difficult if you have low combat stats. This is one of the reasons why we hoped that you trained your melee stats throughout the way. But if you did not, then good luck. Try and take on the boss fights with whatever you would like, but I will cover it. Anyway, that's a kind of a ramble aside. We will get into the episode, and I hope the best for you, but just know that you can do whatever you want, and we will see you on the other side with your level 70s. Okay, guys, I did decide I'm gonna go ahead and do these hunter rumors. Now, I've never actually done hunter rumors before, so I'm not gonna try to give you a guide or anything. There are good guides online. I'm following the one by Hebox John, and he's explaining everything. So I'm trying to set up my block list, but I did one task already, but I don't really know how this works super well. But I think this will be worth doing all the way to 70. Obviously, you don't have to do hunter rumors. You could do traditional hunter training and it'd be perfectly fine. But the reason why I'm doing the hunter rumors is mostly for these loot sacks. I'm going to just open this one to see what it gives me. Okay, so I got some spear tips, some meat. I think these Quetzal feeds are actually useful, but I guess I'll hold on to that. I don't think I need these, but these loot sacks give you good rewards and they're, you know, useful. So I'd rather do that, and the XP rates are apparently pretty good once you get it down. Obviously, I don't have it down at all, but we'll get it figured out. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Also, probably be like periodically bouncing around between mining when I have downtime. This is more of an active thing, and those calcite rocks are really chill, really easy to do. So I've been just knocking them out as I go. Anyway, let's try out some hunter rumors. Okay. Okay, there is 70 hunter. It's been a couple days, probably since the last clip, but I have now got level 70 hunter. I also knocked out level 70 mining in the process, just to, during my downtime. Did a little bit of range training during AFK time. I'll probably be going for 70 range over the next couple days, or a week, whenever I've got some downtime. Working on range to get that 70, I think for a crystal bow might be useful in the future for whatever I might want it for. Okay, so I ended up with 38 extra hunter sacks. I opened some already. You can see here my looting bag. I put some in there. I went ahead and created the landing site by the Camdozel, whatever it's called, because I wanted to be able to get there for the calcite rocks more easily. So I went ahead and did that. But let's go ahead and open up these sacks. I'm going to go ahead and Clan Wars minigame teleport. Hey there, guys. I'm just going to jump in real quick. I do have footage of me looting all the loot sacks and everything, but this video is going to be long, so I just decided to cut it. But I do want to quickly talk about the loot. Most of the things seem pretty self-explanatory. The herbs just save, the logs you can drop, and the outfit pieces you can put in your house. The blueprint and the huntsman kit you could use if you want to continue on with hunter training. The coins are obviously good, and the bone shards and the bones can be turned into prayer experience. The hunter spear tips can be used to make a hunter spear while you're training hunter. It is technically a little bit better than a teasing stick, but otherwise isn't that important. You do want to hold on to the empty bird's nest for later. And then finally, the meat. You can hold on to the meat, but it's not critical. The raw sunlight antelope is pretty decent to be used as food for the Sins of the Father boss fight. It heals, I think, 21 hit points, and you should have the cooking level to make it if you get 50 rumors done. So you could hold on to that, but the lower level foods I don't think are really worth keeping. Alternatively, if you get higher cooking level, you can actually do the dashing kebits for that fight, and those are pretty easy to catch in bulk, so you don't even need to hold on to the food. But that's all you got. Go ahead and make the landing sites out of the Quetzal feed that you would like, and we will move right along. Okay, I am here at the Fortis Coliseum. Just a little bit after that previous clip, I've geared up. I decided to go with prayer gear. I found a video online of how to do this, and you can see I've already done a couple waves. I wanted to test it out before I did a recording of it to make sure it worked. My math says that I should only need 3 runs, so this should be my last run for this. But just really basic gear. I also upgraded to the spottier cape. Now that you have level 70 hunter, or level 69 really is what you need, you can upgrade your cape to the spottier cape, which is better than the spotted cape. And I'm used to not even super high level gear. I didn't even get the gloves because it didn't seem necessary. And some basic stuff. And I'm going to go in and show you how to do it. It's very easy, but I'm also probably going to post the video I found. But we come in here, choose to start the wave, put on protection from magic. I'm choosing this one because I shouldn't be taking much damage. I honestly didn't even read the other ones. So just come over here and we want to safe spot the major. Okay, so that was easy. Turn on walk and then just walk back and forth. and then we can just attack these guys. Now, I just take some damage, and I'm not really sure how the mechanics work, so I'm not sure if there's a way to do this, you know, tick perfectly to get 0 damage or something, but, you know, it works, it's just fine. And then we take out these two guys, and eventually the melee will spawn, and I've been able to see I was able to take down these guys. So now the wave is completely solved. That was it, and I even forgot to use my boost potions, but now it's going to be protection prayers the entire time. That's why I went with the proselyte, because we do camp protection prayers for a while. But this guy will spawn. You can just pray melee against him. Once you're done killing all these guys, it'll be pray magic, and that's it. You know, completely easy. Brought some potatoes. You do take a little bit of damage, as you saw, but the potatoes and cheese are plenty good enough. And that's it. I'm just going to finish this up, and I'll have enough splinters for my sunfire wines. Okay, there we go. That is all of the wine used up. I got myself a nice 62 prayer. That'll be very nice to have. And honestly, it could have gone for this earlier. I might put it in the guide. I think that you could go for this earlier than this, so because it would have been nice to have this prayer experience earlier, but it's not a huge difference overall. And as mentioned previously, you can keep going. If this was me on a normal account where I wasn't planning to do it just for the guide, I would probably just keep mining all the way until I could reach 70 prayer to unlock piety. But that's a lot of mining, so we're not going to ask for that in the guide. There we go, guys. That is level 70 construction knocked out. Okay, that didn't take too long. It wasn't too bad as far as experience rates, honestly. Ended up with level 66 woodcutting. So still a ways to go to 70, but not too bad. Okay, so I am here at the Mastering Mixologies minigame. And I have decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give this minigame a chance. I'm going to try it out before I get too deep in anything. I have got my construction. I worked on woodcutting a little bit, but I'll finish it out as I go. I didn't quite get to 70. I still got my rune axe on me, but I will get to level 70 woodcutting over time. But for right now, I felt like trying out the minigame. I have never done this before, but I did watch a quick guide a while ago. I actually didn't watch it right now. I watched it a couple days ago. So I figured we're going to go ahead and run through it. But herb lore is the major goal of this section, the upcoming sections that I'm going to be figuring out how to do. And I've got my herbs out of the bag. You can see I did put some of these in here because I realized I'm not using the snapdragons in these right now because I've got so many of the avantos that should cover all of that paste that I need. These go for one, and this is the other paste. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to use the catentines, but I think I can. And I'm going to go ahead and just go through this, and I'll use up all the paste that I can, get an idea of how the minigame works, and see how much XP I get. So I have kind of a baseline to start out from. And I'm also realizing something that is kind of a flaw in my original plan of just doing straight up master farmers, which you would normally do in the past. But that is that you need the higher level paste, the irit leads and the catentines and so on, the higher level ones. And master farmers don't really give a lot of those seeds. You'll get way more of the lower level stuff and the mid level ones, but you won't get too many of the high level ones. So I'm kind of brewing a solution for that. I know that irits are the biggest one for this paste, and I'm thinking maybe I'll do farming contracts. Because I know at least whenever farming contracts came out, I got a whole boatload of irit seeds from doing them. I know they made some changes to it a while back. I haven't looked at the wiki page too much, but maybe farming contracts will give me some irits to cover it, but I'll look into that and decide what I want to do. But for right now, let's try out some herb lore. I'm going to go ahead and use all these pastes, and we'll see what I end up with. Okay. Well, okay. I am back. I finished up all of that I could do. You can see I'm only at 10 of the mox pace now. I don't think it quite balanced out equally, but it's fine. It'll average out. Now, if you notice some continuity errors, I've actually did go ahead and take a break during this for other things. I knocked out the level 70 woodcutting before this clip, so that is officially done. I also grabbed some snake grass that I'm going to use to make these Ranner potions. I figured I'd just talk about it as this because I'm not going to show, I don't think, making these potions because it's only a couple potions, but I'm going to turn these all into prayer potions. I ended up with, I think, around 20,000 herb lore experience from that. Not as quite as much as I was expecting, but honestly not bad. The rates are pretty slow here. I wasn't doing it super fast. I was kind of doing it on the side, so I didn't get crazy fast XP rates. But even then, it's not great. It's kind of sad that even with those low XP rates, that's actually still really good for herb lore. I think I got maybe 20,000 XP per hour or something. That's still pretty good for herb lore, which is sad because that's actually really slow for other skills. But that is herb lore for you. Okay, so now I've been doing some thinking. I've been brewing, I've been thinking, and herblore is a doozy. There are so many options to do, and none of them are fast. Nothing about herblore is fast. You can do everything under the sun, but they all take a very long time to do. And getting level 70 herblore is definitely going to be the hardest wall. I knew it was, I knew it always has been, but I've been thinking about what I want to do, and I am thinking that I'm going to actually go for 85 farming and do farming contracts. And specifically hard contracts, mostly mediums if I need to downgrade and so on. But I'm going to do Tithe Farm to level 85 and do farming contracts for my seeds primarily. And then I might, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for farming contracts, I might do thieving or something. But the reason for that is I need the mid-level seeds. I can't just do master farmers, and then I'll end up with a whole bunch more of the lower level seeds, and I won't get as many of the higher level seeds, and I don't think it's going to balance out quite as well. Hello. I decided I will do a mid farming update here to show you guys how I'm doing. I've been farming for a while, collecting a lot of seeds, and I just wanted to show you guys what I'm looking like now that I'm kind of set up and going. I think in previous clips I was kind of getting set up, but I've got a lot of seeds here in Hoswari. You can see now I've got lots of farming contracts that have been completed. I've done a good amount of farm runs. I actually opened some herb boxes from Tithe Farm as well, so I maxed out 1,000 points. So I opened some herb boxes there, and you can see I also dropped a lot of the items that I've been holding on to. I know like the meats, the hunter meats I got rid of. I got rid of the diamonds. I got rid of the dragonstone. Notably, the diamonds and the dragonstone can be gotten back. Diamonds, if you do a fire cape, you can get diamonds easily. I don't think I need them for anything, but if I do need them, I could do a fire cape or something, get them. And dragonstones can be obtained in other ways if I really needed one, but I don't think I will need one. Okay, guys, so that is what we in the business refer to as foreshadowing. You do not want to drop those diamonds. You will need them for the future in the Fragment of Saren fight. Most of the other items were okay to drop, but the only one that's questionable is the bird's nest. I wasn't planning to make any Sarah brews in the future, but you probably want to hold on to those bird's nests for making Sarah brews, but that's up to you to decide. But yeah, also interesting fact, this is the only clip in the entire video series that I'm showing this future account that did not include a fade to black transition ahead of time. So that's just interesting tidbit. Anyway, back to it. Also notably, I got rid of the magic logs, and that one's kind of annoying because I should have done mornings in part 1 before I started this grind so I could clear up the magic logs, but luckily you only need one magic log for ME1, and I can get that from a nature endling. It's only 1 in 10 drop, so once I get there I can just do that real quick and make up for it, but I should have done that quest before I started in this grind, but I can't really do it very effectively when I have all this inventory on me without risking dying somewhere in the quest. I don't want to risk that for some reason while I'm death bank like this. But either way, what I want to show you is that we have all this stuff. Also, I made a mistake, and don't make this mistake, but you can only store 3,000 of this paste. I thought you could store like a bunch, and I kind of didn't realize that there's actually a reasonably small cap, so I made a bunch of extra paste. I'll use this up as I go, but just keep that in mind that you can use the herbs ahead of time on the Mastering Mixology, but you can only use up to 3,000 paste before you can't stack it anymore. So don't make that mistake, but it's not a huge deal. And notably, I'm also holding on to a lot of the tree seeds for the fruit trees, but I'm not even sure if I'm gonna make it to 85 herblore. We'll see. I've been doing some tithe farm. I do think tithe farm is a good idea because not only is it gonna unlock the herb box and everything, but you also get the ability to grow the higher level herbs, notably the lantern dimes. So those will be useful later on in the grind as I get to the higher herblore levels. And even if I get up to the level for dwarfweed, you can actually boost to use the dwarfweeds. I think they're level 70 to use, but I can boost to use them early if I wanted to, so that's useful. Also, at level 76, you can use the anima patch. I didn't realize that in the previous clips. I forgot that you actually need a farming level to use them. So yeah, level 76, you can use the anima patch. So it's not a bad idea to do this tithe farm a little ways. It's not going to hurt you that much. So that is good. Another thing I wanted to kind of show is how I'm doing the farming contracts. I've got all my things pre-planted. And one notable thing is that I'm not opening all of my seed packs. You can see I've got a bunch of seed packs here, and that's because I have a nice and clean inventory, and if you open up the seed packs, it's going to clutter my inventory with a bunch of seeds. I already have pretty much all of the seeds that I want, or at least that I can get in Hespori, so I don't need to open up all the packs and clutter the inventory. I'm just going to grab the seeds as I need them, and slowly my inventory will fill up, but it will be much slower than if I open up all the seed packs as I go, and I'll have to death bank and repile a lot more often if I open up all the seed packs. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna jump in here real quick and talk a bit about some stuff. So I do have some more clips of me doing tithe farm and doing farming contracts and all that good stuff, but I cut it out because I figured that one was enough. And the moral of the story from all the rambling is that I am deciding to go back to doing the questing. I'm going to do Sins of the Father for all that juicy quest experience. I'm also going to complete a couple of diaries. I only do a few of them, but the Sins of the Father boss fight is a lot of experience, and I do decide to go for it. I also talk about the fact that I should have done this ahead of time. Realistically, it would have made more sense to do all of this choice experience rewards and quest rewards before I started farming contracts, because I wouldn't have had all my inventory full of seeds. But that's about it. I don't want to show all those clips, but that's the moral of the story. So we're going to show my journey through the questing, and we'll finish off with the end of Herblore. Okay, there is level 56 crafting. That is the level I need for Sins of the Father. And I'm just here at Port Fez Mades. I did some crafting here. You get the buckets of sand and soda ash here from the trader crewman and go over to the furnace, smelt them, and blow the glassware. It's a very easy and simple method to get some crafting experience for these mid levels. It's not necessarily the most efficient macro-wise, because there are some more passive ways to get crafting experience. Notably, going back to Guardians of the Rift would be a good way to go, but I'm not planning to do Guardians of the Rift anymore on this account, so that's what I've got. Anyway, that is what I need, and I will continue on be doing some fletching as well. Okay, there is level 60 fletching. As you can see, that is the level I need for Sins of the Father. I did some iron arrow tips at the end, but honestly, I did the vast majority of this experience by chopping logs and fletching them. As you can see, I've gained some woodcutting levels. I just did this at the end because I felt like getting that last level over more quickly, but it did cost me already a decent chunk of change just for that one level. So that's why I didn't do it all the way to 60, because I'm trying to make this cash stretch the whole way, but I might have to do some money making because 500k is getting a little bit sketchy there. But we'll see how it pans out. I might have to do a little bit of money making. Hey guys, if it wasn't obvious, the method I did for fletching was not even remotely efficient, but if you do want to know what a good option is for fletching, it would be to come back to Wintertodt and do your fletching to level 60 at Wintertodt. There's a lot of benefits from doing that. You get more seeds and whatnot for your herblore grind and everything. But otherwise, if you don't want to do that, I guess you could buy more arrows and fletch more arrows or something. But just keep that in mind. That no, you should not do what I did. It was really slow. Okay, back to it. There is Grim Tales completed. As you can tell, I've geared up for questing. I went ahead and started with Grim Tales because of that juicy 15,000 Herblore experience. The other XP rewards aren't bad either. This quest is actually pretty cracked for how much experience it gives. For how difficult it is, it's really not that bad. But that's a lot of experience. So go ahead, definitely knock out Grim Tales. Okay, there is In Search of the Myriki? I don't know how to pronounce that, but however we pronounce it, Myrique is how I usually pronounce it. So there we go. I'm going to continue on with the vampire quest line as we go. Okay, I am currently in the middle of the In Aid of the Myrique quest line, and this is an obnoxious quest. It's honestly one of the reasons why I was reluctant to do the vampire quest line in the first place, is because I know how obnoxiously horrible this quest is for inventory management. But I will tell you guys, just do it one step at a time, and remember that when you collect stuff for the general store, they do give you a crate that allows you to put like the bronze axes and the mackerels. I got mackerels, but don't forget that you don't have to necessarily collect everything right at the start, but just take it one step at a time. But additionally, when you get to this guy, when you're doing Ivan Strom, whatever I pronounce him, make sure you actually prepare for the fight. Even though I've got some pretty good combat stats, I've done this before, and on my first Ironman, especially my first Ultimate Ironman, I thought, I had pretty good stats, and this guy will be fine. But honestly, this guy is a pushover. He dies really easily. Buy yourself a set of steel armor and give it to him. Also, you can buy stews from the Warriors Guild. And there you go. Give him all that stew. That'll really help out. Also, for my weapon, I'm using the Wolfbane Dagger. So the Wolfbane Dagger actually counts as a silver weapon. It's equivalent to like a Mithril Dagger, I believe. So it's not the best, but it's not bad. Okay, there is the In Aid of Marie quest completed. And yeah, as I mentioned in the previous clip, this quest is obnoxious, but we got it done, and they're going to move on to Darkness of Hallowell. So I was able to pretty easily kill those vampires because I have high stats, but yeah, the stews still were helpful because he probably would have died even if I had the high stats. If I hadn't given him some stew, he probably would have died. So it's quite obnoxious. Anyway, let's go on to Darkness of Hallowell. There you go. That is Darkness of Hallowell completed. This one is kind of long, but honestly, it's not nearly as bad as the previous one because you don't have a lot of items to collect. So you just kind of go through the quest. But anyway, we're knocking one of them out, and it is time for a taste of hope. Okay, I am here at the Knight's Training Arena. So I'm in the middle of a Taste of Hope. You can see I just got the Vandus Flail, and I'm about to fight, I think it's Ranus Draken for this one. And I decided, you know what, I want to get Chivalry. It's not as good as Piety, and if you were doing this, I would recommend you just get Piety because you'll want it for the Taste of Hope fight and the Sins of the Father fight and onward. I mean, Piety is just a good unlock. I'm gonna try the fights without Piety though because I don't want to grind out 70 prayer if I don't have to. But I am a little bit worried about the fight at the end of Sins of the Father. I don't have proper gear. I'm missing a Berserker ring. I'm missing a Fire Cape. I have been doing melee training. I got some melee training up. But anyway, I'm gonna knock out Chivalry. Okay, there we go. I've done Chivalry. I got the Chivalry para. It took me a couple of tries at the Knight's Training Waves, but I just went back, got some food, and then reset and whatnot. It took me, not too long at all. But I'm now here at the Warriors Guild. I'm going to get myself a Dragon Defender. That will be very useful for the upcoming boss fight, but even more useful for the Sins of the Father boss fight. I don't think I would need it for Taste of the Hope, but I will probably definitely need it for Sins of the Father. So I might as well do it now. and I'm going with the prayer setup. I'm just going to be using, I made my prayer potions with all my Ranar weeds, so I've got plenty of prayer potions to go through. I'm just going to go there. I'll probably even camp chivalry, because why the hell not? I've got so many prayer potions to use. And let's go ahead and see if I get lucky on the Dragon Defender. Hopefully this doesn't take me too long, and I'll get a little bit of combat training on the process. I might be going for 100 combat to get some void or something, because the Sins of the Father fight requires some magic defense, and I don't really have any good magic defense gear, so I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, I will see you after I go for the Dragon Defender. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. There we go. That is the Dragon Defender. You can see I just have it here in my inventory. I got it right about on drop rate, so 108 kills, not bad at all, right about what you'd expect. So that's pretty good, no complaints. I also did get a decent chunk of change. Will help tide me over, but yeah, that'll help out a bit. Anyway, so now that we've got that locked in, I'm going to go ahead and gear up for the quest and the boss fight. Here we are at the Theater of Blood, and I am all geared up. I believe this should be plenty good enough to do the fight. I haven't done this one in a while, but I believe this one's easier than the next one. So you can see I've got some combat potions, 3 prayer potions. I went with the full prayer gear setup so that I can camp my prayers the whole time. I think this will be fine. I'm honestly not sure what the best is, but I went with the full prayer gear. And also notably, I got this ring, the Epharites, however you pronounce that. I got this ring. It will improve my accuracy against the vampires. I also got an additional one. Actually, I put it in my looting bag so that I can use that one for the next fight. But for now, I'm going to use this one because it does have a certain number of charges and will break. So I want a completely new one whenever I do the next fight. But this is what I've got. Hopefully it should be good enough. And I'll go ahead and hop on in there and see how it goes. Okay, that was pretty easy, honestly. So you guys can tell that I did not struggle too much with that fight, but we'll continue on. The next one will not be nearly as easy. Okay, I will see you when the quest is completed. Okay, there is a Taste of Hope finished, and we will be ready to continue on to Sins of the Father, the actual hard quest. Let's go ahead and toss this bad boy onto Herbor. There we go. 66 Herbor. That is nice. That's actually a breakpoint that'll make it so that my I think I get a new potion at Mastering Mixology level 66. And there we go. Nice little chunk, and let's continue on and see how I do at Rhinish-Straken, or whichever one it is. Vanstrom Claws, whichever one the final boss is, but we'll see. This is also nice because I can wear this. I can use this to teleport to Theater of Blood, which I think is useful for the next quest, but I'll find out. Anyway, we'll see you on that. Okay, I am here at the Lumbridge basement, and I am going to give this fight a chance. You guys can see I'm at the end of Sins of the Father. Let's see, it's asking me to go there. Last step is to fight the boss, so I am ready to go. I'm going to go and cancel that so that I don't have the overlay. For now, I guess. Well, I'll probably need it in a second. Anyway, so we are going to attempt the fight. I'm gonna show you the gear I've got. I went with the green D hide body and chaps, and you can look at the rest of the stuff. Don't forget this ring. It will be linchpin. I'm thinking the ring might help us a lot. It's a 15% accuracy boost if I read the wiki correctly. Got the blisterwood flail, of course. And going with a bunch of pineapple pizzas. I'm not sure how many pro potions, but I'm going with 5. That'll allow me to potentially use redemption in the final phase as well. I'm going with the Dorgashan crossbow. It's probably technically better to use something else, but this is what I had and didn't feel like swapping it out. Also, the longer range is quite nice over something like darts because darts can often have short range issues. I made some super strength and super attack potion. I went to Tithe Farm and I had some points saved there, so I bought some herb boxes until I got the herbs I needed for that. I got these guys ready to go to pre-pot, and I'm going to go with full pineapple pizza setup. I went for the full death pile to give myself the maximum chance of successfully completing this, and we're gonna go ahead and give it a chance here. And my death pile is running, so I'm going to send it. I got him. Holy shit, we got him. Oh my god, that was close. Redemption. I'm so glad I used redemption because I literally was not paying attention to my health, and if I didn't have redemption on, I would have died. Oh man, that's what redemption is for in that fight. We got it, clutched it out. I would not recommend using the pineapple pizzas. Were pretty rough at the end there. The sunlight antelope. I thought about you could use the sunlight antelope food would be much better, and that second phase really would have helped having the better food because I would have been able to eat much more cleanly and not have to spend so much time on attack delay there because the pineapple pizzas have twice as much attack delay as the other food. So I clutched it out. So it is totally doable with these stats. I even got hit by one of the darkness specials and was not playing the smoothest at the end there with the bad food. But there we go. We're going to go ahead and finish out the quest. And I think I'll just go ahead and play out this whole clip because, oh man, I got it first try. Didn't have to go for a whole bunch of extra gear. And we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves a juicy chunk of Herblore experience. There it is, Sins of the Father completed. And let's go ahead and use this. Oh yeah, so I had one piece of food. Yeah, I was so close. I guess I brought it a bit more prayer potions than I needed. But then again, I could have really went a long way on redemption because I think he doesn't hit super high, so I didn't think redemption span can really go a long way in that fight as long as you don't get hit by the darkness, by the AoEs. But anyway, let's go ahead and pop all of this on Herblore, and then I have to go collect all my items. But that is a juicy chunk of Herblore experience. There we go. 67 Herblore. Can now use Lantidimes. Keep it coming, keep it rolling. There it is. What, one more? There it is. Oh, baby. So much Herblore experience. And to think that, Legends Quest gets even more than this, honestly. So that is a huge boost. And there you go. This is, as you guys saw, this is the gear setup I used. And definitely get this ring. I think the ring is a big deal because I've done this in the past and I felt so much more accurate on this fight than I have in the past, and I didn't use the ring in my previous attempts because I just didn't know it was a thing. And I found this on the wiki, in the guide on the wiki page, so shout outs to that, and it mentioned to use the ring. It was a huge deal. The accuracy bonus is very noticeable. But anyway, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and re-gear, and I'll figure out what I want to make a next clip of. But there you go. Sins of the Father completed. Okay, there we go. I decided to just jump to the completion of 70 Herblore. There we go. I've been farming. I follow up after Sins of the Father. I just decided to go back, do some more farming and everything, and wrapping up all my seeds. So now I have finally reached level 70. This means that I have all the requirements for Song of the Elves. You can see all the questing, all the skilling requirements. I'll still have to do the other quests, but those won't honestly take that long relative to everything else I had to do. But that'll be kind of the victory lap at that point. But that is cool. I'm going to finally be able to get these videos out to everybody. I've been doing the entire recording. I've recorded the entire series before I've made any of the videos because I didn't know what I wanted to say in the videos, and the whole point is to learn from all the videos, and then I need to actually do it before I learn it and whatnot. But anyway, I'm also going to go ahead and actually finish out the rest of my Herblore supplies. This is going to give me quite a bit more Herblore experience past level 70, but I just can't bring myself to drop all of these seeds. I worked so hard for them. And there is a decent chance I might come back to this account in the future. I want to get the videos out, but maybe I'll do an epilogue or something. I have spent a lot of time on this thing, so maybe I'll go for Inferno, maybe I'll go for Quest Cape. I haven't really decided, but I'm forcing myself to get the videos out before I go too much farther. I have to stop somewhere. But because of that, I'm going to go ahead and do all of the herb lore and knock it out. It does look like things are balancing out. I've got the paste. I've got a bunch of snapdragons still in Suspori, but this is most of the seeds I have left. I also need to get a Cadentine seed because I realized that I actually used up my last one, but I'm still doing farming contracts until I get another Cadentine seed, but that will not be too bad. I think I should get one before I use up all these herbs. But anyway, I will jump cut and probably show you guys after I've completed all of this herb lore experience and see where I end up. Okay. Okay, hello. Okay, guys, do you know what time it is? I know what time it is. It is time to be finished with herb lore. I have now completely cleared out my inventory. You can see I've got nothing in Hispori. We are completely empty there. And in my looting bag, I have just some potions. Everything is nice and clean and tidy. This is a big cut, but I have now consolidated everything. I've got prayer potions from Ranars. I've got super strength potions from Quarms. Some nice ranging potions, actually. These will be coming in handy in the near future, but that's because I managed to get some extra herb lore levels and super restores from the snapdragons. I also have my Cadentine seed ready to go, and I ended up with 73 herb lore. Looks like I did quite overshoot the level 70 requirement goal, but as I said, I could not bring myself to just drop all of that herb lore experience. You know, I'm actually, notably, now I could boost to get stamina potions and make a stamina pool in my house if I wanted to, so that would be really nice if I do end up playing on this account more. Very happy to have done that, and it didn't really take that long compared to how long it took to get the seeds in the first place. Actually using them up is much faster than it is acquiring them. I also went ahead and grabbed myself some magic logs. I did this by boosting with a spicy stew. I realized I'm already 73 woodcutting because of all that fletching grinding I did, so I ended up spicy stew boosting and doing that instead of going for the nature implings, but it was fine. I'm not honestly sure which one was faster, but it didn't take me too long to do. But with that, everything is ready to go, and I'm going to move on, and the final step is to complete the remaining quest for Song of the Elves, and then Song of the Elves itself, and I will be done with the main section of the guide at long last. I will see you guys then.